Quintilian as a literary critic. Institutio Oratoria by Quintilian. Hello and welcome to the discourse. Quintilian, Marcus Fabius Quintilianus, was a Roman rhetorician, educator, and literary critic whose work Institutio Oratorio, the Orator's Education, remains one of the most influential texts on rhetoric and education in the Western tradition. His contributions span both pedagogical theory and literary criticism, shaping later Renaissance humanism and modern rhetorical education. Born in Hispania, modern Spain, he rose to prominence in Rome as a teacher and advocate, shaping the ideals of Roman education and oratory. He became the first publicly funded professor of rhetoric under Emperor Vespasian. He taught future leaders including Pliny the Younger and possibly Tacitus. Institutio Oratorio transcends a mere rhetorical manual. It is a comprehensive treatise on the art of oratory that profoundly impacts literary theory. Quintilian's approach is deeply humanistic, emphasizing the cultivation of the orator as a complete individual, morally upright and intellectually astute. The holistic view extends to his literary criticism, where he values not only technical proficiency but also the ethical and social responsibilities of the writer. He stresses the importance of inventio, invention, dispositio, arrangement, elocutio, style, memoria, memory, and pronuntiatio, delivery. Yet, these are not viewed in isolation. Instead, they are interwoven elements contributing to a powerful and persuasive whole. His emphasis on imitation of great writers, coupled with a rigorous understanding of language and its nuances, provides a framework for both creation and critical analysis. Unlike some of his contemporaries who focused solely on stylistic flourishes, Quintilian champions a balanced approach where elegance of expression is inseparable from intellectual depth and moral integrity. His enduring legacy lies not just in technical insights but in his insistence on the ethical dimension of literature and its profound impact on society. Institutio Oratorio Summary. The Institutio Oratorio, the education of an orator, consists of 12 books that cover various aspects of rhetoric, including the education of the orator, the importance of moral character, and the techniques of effective speaking. Book 1, Early Education and Foundations of Rhetoric. Quintilian begins by advocating for early education, emphasizing the importance of moral and linguistic training from childhood. He discusses the role of parents, nurses, and grammarians in shaping a child's character and eloquence. He recommends learning Greek first, then Latin, and stresses the value of reading classical authors like Homer and Virgil. He opposes harsh discipline, favoring encouragement and gradual skill building in grammar, pronunciation, and storytelling. Book 2, Principles of Rhetorical Instructions. This book outlines the proper methods for teaching rhetoric. Quintilian argues that a good teacher must adapt to students' abilities, fostering both talent and diligence. He critiques declamation exercises, school speeches on fictional themes, if they become overly artificial, instead urging practical, morally grounded training. He defines rhetoric as the science of speaking well and insists that an orator must be virtuous, vir bonus dicendi peritus. Book 3, The Origins and Divisions of Rhetoric. Quintilian surveys the history of rhetoric, discussing Greek and Roman traditions. He examines different rhetorical theories of Aristotle, Cicero, and outlines the 5 traditional divisions of rhetoric: invention, finding arguments, arrangement, structuring speech, style, locution, memory, and delivery. He also classifies oratory into 3 genres: forensic, legal, deliberative, political, and epidactic, ceremonial. Book 4, Invention and Structure of Speech. Focusing on invention, discovering arguments, Quintilian explains how to construct the parts of a speech. Book 5, Proofs, Arguments, and Logical Reasoning. This book delves deeper into proofs, distinguishing between artistic, constructed by the orator, like logical arguments, and inartistic, external evidence like documents or witness testimony. He discusses deductive reasoning, examples, maxims, and commonplaces, loci communes, stressing the need for credibility and relevance. Book 6, Emotional Persuasion and Peroration. Quintilian explores pathos, emotional appeal, as crucial for persuasion. He analyzes how to evoke pity, anger, or indignation in the audience, particularly in the peroration, closing speech. He also discusses humor and wit, cautioning against excessive or crude jokes. Book 7, Advanced Arrangement and Complex Cases. Here, Quintilian examines more complicated legal and deliberative speeches, discussing how to handle ambiguous cases, contradictory laws, and multi-issue disputes. He provides strategies for organizing arguments systematically, ensuring clarity and force. Book 8, Style, Clarity, Ornament, and Decorum. This book focuses on style, emphasizing clarity above all. Quintilian categorizes stylistic virtues, correctness, lucidity, ornamentation, metaphors, figures of speech, and decorum, appropriateness to subject and audience. He critiques excessive artificiality, advocating for natural elegance. Book 9, Figures of Speech and Thought. This book offers a detailed analysis of rhetorical figures divided into figures of thought, that is, rhetorical questions and irony, and figures of diction, that is, anaphora, hyperbole, etc. He illustrates their use in persuasion while warning against overuse. Book 10, The Orator's Reading and Writing Habits. This book focuses on how an orator should cultivate eloquence through reading, writing, and imitation. Quintilian begins by emphasizing the importance of wide and careful reading across all genres of literature. He argues that an orator must be deeply learned, not just technically skilled in rhetoric, and should study the best models to develop a rich vocabulary and adaptable mind. The book then provides a comprehensive critical survey of both Greek and Latin authors, evaluating their usefulness and rhetorical training. Among Greek writers, Homer stands supreme for epic poetry, Euripides for tragedy, Menander for comedy, and Demosthenes for oratory. For lyric poetry, Quintilian says that Pindar is lofty but difficult. Others, like Alcaeus, are useful for emotion. For Latin literature, Virgil is praised as the greatest epic poet, Terence as the ideal comic writer, and Cicero as the unsurpassed master of oratory, whom Quintilian famously calls the name not of a man, but of eloquence itself. He is particularly critical of Seneca's style, which he finds overly flashy and potentially harmful for students. The second major focus of Book 10 is the crucial role of writing in developing oratorical skills. Quintilian compares writing to an athlete's training, essential for honing one's abilities. Throughout, Quintilian maintains that reading and writing must work in tandem. One must study great models, but ultimately develop an original voice. Book 11, Memory and Delivery. Quintilian discusses memory techniques, the method of loci, and delivery, voice control, gestures, and body language. He underscores that even the best speech fails without compelling presentation. Book 12, The Ideal Orator, Wisdom, Morality, and Lifelong Learning. The final book defines the orator as a near philosophical figure, combining wisdom, ethics, and eloquence. Quintilian argues that true rhetoric serves justice and truth, not manipulation. He encourages lifelong learning and adaptability, concluding that the perfect orator is, above all, a good person. Institutio Oratoria became a cornerstone of Renaissance education and remains influential in rhetoric, literary criticism, and pedagogy. So this is it for today. We will continue to discuss literary theory and criticism. Please stay connected with the discourse. Thanks and regards.